Portland is so unique in the community that we have, the city that is here, and the people that are here and are moving here is just, it's a lot. You know, the future is bright for Portland.
All right, welcome back to the Portland Gear podcast, Pathfinders, where we tell the stories of Portland's cultural creators and the paths they've forged. We are episode 3 here with Twixx Williams from Portland, Oregon, the man with the pink beanie, doing big things for the city, putting it on his back. It is an honor to have you here. I want to read a little bio about you. You self-wrote it, so I hope it's good.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
So Pink Beanie is a video production company based in Portland, Oregon, founded by Twixx. The poetic, unique, and creative styles has given this 22-year-old director and producer an established name and portfolio. Pink Beanie is not only a production company, but a symbol and a brand for young youth to be inspired to do something they love. You capture unique moments through a lens for brands, companies, creatives, from commercials. Seems like you're doing it all. Documentaries, you've gone to Ghana, you've been doing it. So we were just chatting, and it's an honor to have you down here. Thank you. Welcome to come Portland Gear office down here. So I think we got to start with the pink.
Yeah.
Because you're known for it. Everyone that knows you. The people that will get to know you will understand.
Yes.
You're head to toe pink. What is the symbolism of the pink?
Yeah, so honestly, the pink beanie, that's really the foundation of it all. I was wearing a pink beanie because I had an original production that was a totally different name with a totally different person. And, you know, the basis around it was pink. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. It didn't go too far, but I just kept wearing a pink beanie. And so as I kept wearing a pink beanie, you know, I just have regular fits, you know, so I'm doing videos around town and people notice me from the beanie. So I'm like, you know what, if I create a production, I don't want to like try to reinvent the wheel or like do anything different. So if people already know me from the beanie, let's put the beanie on the beanie. And that's because that's like
the beanie on the beanie.
Yeah. So that was like really the foundation of it. And so with me wearing intentionally pink beanie, a pink beanie, it's like, you know, you got to have something to complement that with clothes. And so I didn't really see clothes that fit me, right, that were pink, and just clothes that fit or just was pink in the men's section. Because you go to like the store and you're like, not much pink.
Not finding a lot of pink.
So yeah, I was like, you know, I want to express and complement the brand by, you know, just wearing stuff. So I end up coming up with like overalls. I was gonna wear like overalls every single day, but Portland is very unpredictable and cold, so I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I came up with coverall. So I made like a coverall for almost every day of the week. You know, you got black, white, brown, green, like so. Yeah, just complimenting the brand honestly, and so that's really the story behind it. Just like pink to stand out, but you know, also just the symbol of just like, you know, you can do this too. You know, you can brand yourself, and so yeah.
Pink's about being different.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. It stands out. You know, that's the thing I love about it, is it does stand out. You know, it's a conversation starter, and it's just a little bit different, especially, you know, when you look and it's like in today's time, it's like you got a baby shower and you're like, boy, it's going to be a boy for blue, girl for pink, you know, but just changing up that whole way people think about it, you know, so.
How does Twixx be different in the world of video production, creative, storytelling? You've been doing that now for a while.
Yeah.
How do you think you're different?
How do I think I'm different? I acknowledge the lane, like, because it's like in order to be different, you kind of have to acknowledge what is going on. So I first acknowledge the lane of what people are putting out and just kind of stay within and put out what I feel is, I mean, no matter what, like technically, no matter what I put out, it's going to be different because it's from me and my perspective. If that makes sense, that's a very like metaphoric answer, but just, yeah, that's really all I'll say. Really,
what is your perspective?
My perspective is that, you know, my eyes are the most unique thing I've ever been blessed with. My perspective, the way I see things or hear things, because like you can look at two different shots, and like we can look at. I said this before. Like you can look at two different. We can look at one script, and we can both shoot two different movies. You know, because it's like the way you may have grew up and just the way you see things in this world, and so just our own perspectives. Like we are already different. We just do similar things, but no matter how you cut and slice it, you know, we're all different.
So what shaped some of those perspectives? You were born in Northeast Portland, born and raised. You said you went to Jeff.
Born in Northeast Portland. I mean, Portland has definitely changed so much. I mean, the neighborhood, we talk about Alberta neighborhood, Mississippi neighborhood. But yeah, I just definitely perspective. You know, like there's a lot of new buildings that are coming up. So it's like kind of the way you think about, you know, filming a city. Like back then, there was like a lot of buildings that were a lot older.
And you say back then, you're only 22 years old.
You're
talking like back then, like 4 years ago when you graduated. Yeah. But Portland's changed a lot in 4 years, for good or bad.
Like you go to, like, for me, when I was going to Vernon, right? Vernon Elementary, you was going to Alberta, and it's like, you're seeing a lot of different establishments and businesses in Alberta, but you go there now, I mean, that's quite a long time. Not that far, but it's quite a long time. Yeah. You know, so it's like, just the buildings are totally different. The neighborhood is totally different. So just like the way your perspective of it changes. And I guess the way, you know, you would capture, or say if you wrote a movie about Alberta, like you can't go to that same building you remember from, you know, middle school. So it's just like the city definitely changing is definitely a perspective in itself.
Do you think change is good or bad?
I think change, that's a very good question. I think some people have adapted to what they call a foundation, and when you have change, excuse me, you know, it can shake, you know. So I mean, the short answer, I think change is good, you know. Sometimes there doesn't need to be a reason, and yeah, sometimes change is good, you know. I think what I've learned is to, when I'm comfortable, you know, you can really slip, you know. So change comes with comfort and being uncomfortable. And that's something that a lot of people should, you know, be more open to and acknowledge, you know. So
do you feel like there's I would consider us in the same generation. Would you say that the older Portland guard is a little more apprehensive to change, and they're a little more trying to protect what Portland was, whereas our generation's a little more like, change is inevitable. Let's embrace it. Let's figure out what the next version is that's the good version. And I just think there's a lot of resistance from older Portland for change, and that there's new buildings, and Alberta's not what it used to be, or this area is not. But I feel like it's kind of on us to, if we want to grow and change as a city, we have to accept change, because every city's changing and evolving. And if we can help form it like clay into the city we want it to be, I feel like that's kind of the opportunity we're in, where Portland is in a season right now, and we can come out of it, our generation, forming a new identity for it.
I would agree. I mean, I would say change with acknowledgement, you know, because there's a difference when you just like change the system that has been the system for years, and you go back to the brick and mortar, and it's like no foundational acknowledgement of what was there before, because it's like, that's history right there. It's kind of like removing history, but just if you can acknowledge it, then I think that it's okay, you know, because it's like you have to elevate, you have to expand, you have to, you know, push forward. Because, yeah, I mean, I would say for the older, or the people that have been in Portland for a very long time, like, there's a lot that has changed, you know? I mean, talk about the buildings, just, like, we're so much of a bike city now. Like, I remember when, like, they was shutting down streets just for bikes. I'm like, that's different, you know? And it's just like, Portland is so unique. There's so many different things that is uniquely, you know, feels normal to us, because we're just from Portland. So it's just like the change that comes is, it's so
uncomfortable to people.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, it's just, I would say life is something that I've never lived life before. You know what I'm saying? This is my first life, so I'm not trying to think too deep into it. And change is change. That's just what I gotta say. So,
those formative years of your childhood, Northeast, Alberta stuff. Like, what are some core memories that you remember that you think shaped you into having an eye for video and storytelling and stuff? Like, was there a mentor you saw? Was there a class you took? Was there a camera you found? Like, what do you think was able to shape that perspective, where you were from, that neighborhood, that street, that allowed you to kind of grow into where you were going?
Absolutely. I would first say and acknowledge my mom. My mom has like a TV show. She does like a TV ministry. She's been doing that since I was like 11. So growing up in the studio, that's like my first perspective and like real core memory of like, you know, film. And so with that being said, that's just like all I knew. And then going out into the neighborhood, you know, with that perspective, yeah, I would say Alberta for sure, like downtown Portland. You know, like when Cinco de Mayo comes, when the Rose Festival comes, like the city is already beautiful, but like with the lights and stuff at night, it's just like kind of like a different perspective and view that I think is really beautiful.
So as a kid, would you guys take the Max and the bus down and go to Cinco de Mayo and
would,
just try to
yeah.
mess around and just walk around and get in trouble and see stuff? And
I mean, we the city of the rose, so I feel like when it's time for everything to sprout and all the roses come, the rose garden. I mean, I don't know anywhere else you can go that is just like roses everywhere, you know. And so that in itself, like, roses are beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And so just that perspective and core memory of like just seeing roses, like, I don't know, you could do so many things with roses, you know? Like, it could be a symbol of love, it could be a symbol of like anything. So that's definitely another core memory that I remember. Yeah, the buses, like, man, there was no electric buses back then. You know, like they used to be like there wasn't the electric, when I mean about electric buses, like there wasn't like the actual electric buses, but I used to punch the tickets. Remember those days? Like, so much has changed, but yeah, like the buses, like there's so many things that definitely shaped me, but that I remember, that's core memories.
You tell us about your trip to Ghana. You went recently, you got to document an awesome trip. Word to Spawn, tell us a little bit more about that and what that trip inspired in you or allowed you to see that maybe also transformed your perspective.
Yeah, so first, Word is Bond is basically a incubator program for young black men. It really, they hone in on specifically black men. And so they took 8 young black men to Ghana for a little under 2 weeks. And so, of course, they needed someone to document it. And they reached out to me to document it, and I did that. So, yeah, I went to Ghana with them, shot a documentary. First documentary for one.
Cool.
It was just me. So that was definitely a lot. You know, I traveled to Ghana with about 5 suitcases full of equipment. I was like, I hope it all comes back. You know, like just because it's like a lot for one person. You know, you're charging batteries, you're doing DIT on the spot for the film folks, you know. And just, yeah, like it was a truly a life-changing experience. Ghana is, I think what the internet shows is not a great reflection of what it is. It's something that you aren't really going to experience through the videos like you see on the internet. So just experiencing it was just beautiful. The first thing I remember getting off the plane was, of course, feeling the heat, you know, feeling how humid it was, but just the culture, you know, being welcomed with dances, like just kind of the way, you know, they're living out there. You know, it's not necessarily always bad. I mean, we can spend $1 here and it's like 10 to 11 out there. So it's totally different. You know, your mindset totally changes. Like, you can be grateful, but once you go there, it's like a different type of grateful, you know? So just a lot. I mean, the sun was always beautiful and shining. So that definitely was like a plus. You know, I definitely use my ND filter a lot, you know? But just, yeah, the way I seen Ghana, it was just such a beautiful, like, I just couldn't stop filming. I was filming everything, the culture, the food, like just everything I was seeing, because it was a place I've never been before. So just being in a totally new world. So from a production standpoint, that being my first gig really out the country was just a life-changing opportunity, you know, and you got one shot to do it, you know. So, yeah.
What does a normal day look like right now for Twixx?
A normal day for me usually starts at 10.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Okay.
But
because you probably go late at night.
That's the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Like I'm really a night owl. You know, I mean, so yeah, 10 a.m.
So was this an early morning today?
I was already up.
Okay, good.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so we're here at 9:30 a.m. So it's good to know. Okay, great.
Yeah. So I would just say 10 a.m. I definitely, I have like it's interesting. I mean, I definitely do like my routine, my morning routine, as far as like health and just get myself right. But yeah, it's like I get straight to work. You know, if there's an edit that I didn't finish, I continue on that. If there's like a meeting or something I need to schedule, I get right on that. But most of the times I'm always shooting. Most of the times I'm always recording, you know, like when it comes to my daily, I feel like we should redo this. You know, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So what's a normal day for Twixx? What time we waking up?
Yeah.
What time we going?
Yeah.
And what are the 2 or 3 things that every day kind of consists of?
Yes. So starting the day off, 10 o'clock, you know, but disclaimer, I'm usually up super late. So
I could guess that. Yeah.
yeah, like literally going to sleep like 4. That 3 o'clock is like kind of the average. I mean, it's totally not healthy, totally not safe to do, you know, but as a creative, you know, you can't really turn off your brain when you want to. But 10 o'clock a.m., you know, doing your morning routine, health stuff and just getting your body right. And then I would say about 12, it's either a meeting, or just kind of on the way to a shoot. So, I mean, every day is different, you know, but I'm either editing the whole day, thinking about how to be creative, or just like on a shoot.
What kind of stuff are you shooting? Like what's...
Yeah, honestly, I would say some of it is like commercial stuff. Some of it is music video stuff. It really depends, but I don't think I'm shooting the same thing every day, which I love because it's like you definitely use your brain differently. You're not used to a system. So yeah, I'm shooting something every day, but yeah, kind of the basic, you know.
Just you?
No, not just me. Okay. I mean, I definitely have accumulated a really wonderful team, you know, and they are so helpful, you know. So yeah, it's not always just me, but it comes like editing and stuff is usually just me, you know.
Did I see you just drop some music too?
That was April Fool's. Yeah.
Bro, you got me.
Yeah.
I was about to head to Spotify after this and start be your #1 streamer. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. So
I didn't read the caption probably.
Yeah.
Didn't read the caption. Or did you get everyone?
I got everyone. I actually posted that like a year ago, but I was like, you know what?
Maybe hit it one more time.
I got some new audience, so let me just repost it. But that was a great segue because music comes first to me. I'm a drummer. I've been playing the drums since I was 3 years old. My dad played the drums. My mom played the trumpet. So I come from a very musical family. And so, yeah, I was doing music and then I picked up videos and I was just like, yeah, which way do I go? I could do the music in high school. I could do jazz, try to get gigs around town, try to travel, or I could do videos. You know, the thing is I was getting gigs for drumming every so often, but everybody always needs a video, you know? But
I need a video.
Yeah, no, literally. So, yeah, music. I am in a band now.
Cool.
You know? So
that's not an April Fool's?
That's not an April Fool's. But yeah, I just like to, I mean, I'm in a band. I just joined the band like not too long ago. And it's crazy because on the last podcast I was on like 8 months ago, I was like, yeah, like I want to be in a band.
Cool.
And like now I'm in a band. But yeah, music is definitely something I take serious.
Do you go Pink Beanie in the band or do you change it? Do you have a different aesthetic for the band?
So we usually wear black. So I do wear different beanies. Like I would never not wear a pink beanie. But what I mean by that is like it could be blue, it could be black, it could be white. It's always gonna have the pink beanie on it.
The pink beanie on the beanie. Again, we're back to the beanie on the beanie.
Yes.
Great. So you could be in a black beanie, but it's the pink beanie on the beanie.
Exactly. So
I'm with you. I need one.
Literally, and I got you. So when we took the picture, like for the band, you know, I was definitely in the black beanie. You know, our last gig, I was definitely in the black beanie. You know, and so
what's the band name?
Black Harmony.
Great.
Yeah.
Where are you playing at?
I think we got a show at the end of the month. I've been seeing the group chat blow up, so I got to check.
So you might be. Got a gig.
Yeah.
First gig?
Second gig.
Gig.
We just had a gig on the 23rd, I believe, at Kelly's Olympian downtown. It's pretty dope.
What kind of music? What are we vibing to?
Honestly, like R&B, hip hop, little soul, but definitely just R&B and hip hop.
You throwing vocals on it or no?
Nah.
Just throwing the bass line, the drum. You just hitting the kick, the drum kick.
Yeah. I'm really picking up the bass right now. I mean, I definitely like to explore all instruments. I play a little bit of piano, but you know.
Does music
Yes.
help with
Yes.
video.
Yes.
It's just you find cadences
Absolutely.
and beat things that work, that coexist.
That you hit it on the nail right there, because I feel like having a visual headspace and mindset of making videos as a film director is one thing, but having like a different love and passion for music and combining those worlds is like beautiful. Like when artists, I have like so many unreleased songs from artists, and when they send me the song, I listen to it two different ways. The first way I listen to it is just strictly them and their lyrics, and then I re-listen to it, blocking out the lyrics and just what the music is. And then I try to combine those two and then add it visually so it all makes sense. So when I'm getting sent songs, I literally dissect it until I understand it, or at least the best way that they, try to express it. And so, yeah, it's just, I go deep with it, So I really, answer is yes. I knew that was the question he was going to ask, but yeah, I really do love crossing those worlds, because me being a drummer, like when you're filming, like it's like a movement, it's like a dance. It's like really an art, when it comes to how you move the camera, how it makes the viewers feel, if it's shaky. Yeah.
What's the future for Pink Beanie Productions?
The future.
Where are you in a couple years? What's the goal?
Where am I in a couple of years?
You're 22 again, so you're in the grind. You're grinding.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm here in Portland. I explored out of Portland for a second, but Portland, I feel, is so unique in the community that we have, the city that is here, and the people that are here and are moving here is just, it's a lot. The future is bright for Portland, and the future for me, honestly, is I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, but continue to inspire others, and what that means is like kind of being more hands-on, because I was doing film and I didn't have that many mentors when I first got into it. I have a lot of mentors now. We talk about Sebastian, Dave, Jared. There's like so many people now, but it's like, I want to be a source of community, to those that I want to get into film. And so that's kind of what the future looks like. And yeah, I'm not really thinking about myself, if that makes sense, at this moment. It's more so about how to impact the community, and kind of, expand on that. So
we could probably all think about ourselves a little less these days.
No, I think so. Because I mean, the goal, the plan is to expand, to be better every day. But just kind of what I'm focused on is really, like, again, I'm 22, so I feel like the best thing I can do right now is be like that closer to those that are right under me and help them. If their passion is music, if their passion is videos, like let's go. You know what I'm saying? So really help them touch what they're trying to reach sooner. Because if I would have, I'm still young, like I still have a lot to go, but if I would have just had that much help earlier, who knows what it would have been,
Where do you, at 22, I would consider you wise for your age. Where do you think that wisdom comes from? Is that mom? Is that your school? Is that
I'm the youngest.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I'm the youngest of 4 brothers.
There you go.
Or youngest of 5, so I have 4 brothers. And so with that, it's like me being the youngest, I'm always listening, because it's like everybody got a lot to say. So I'm the last one to say something. So with that, you understand how to listen, and because listening, hearing and listening is 2 different things, And so I think me being around a lot of older people, like a lot of my friends now in real time are like 30, it's like 28.
Which is old, right?
Yeah, that's, that's
I'm 33, so watch
older.
it, young whippersnapper. Watch what's old. Just kidding.
So it's like, 25 and up is like usually like the range of my friends. So yeah, I would say listening, like the cool thing about me being the youngest is a lot of my brothers experienced a lot, so I didn't. So if they did something that they weren't supposed to do, okay, I know not to do that. So it's like the biggest cheat code I could ever have gotten was being the youngest. Because I follow, but I definitely take what they did wrong and just adjust it. So honestly, just putting myself in rooms that are uncomfortable. Listening to others. I think that no matter the age, you should listen. You know, I have mentors that are 1 year older than me. I have mentors that are years older than me. So I think just listening in all aspects. So
Do you think, to go off that, you said listening is different than hearing.
Yeah.
And then just going right back to listening to music and how that, you know, like, do you think learning how to listen plays into the music and the video?
Absolutely.
Like, is there a through line to that somehow?
Yeah, that was real deep.
Well, I know. I'm going super deep.
Say it one more time. I like it.
Well, you know, you said listening is different than hearing. And then previously you talked about how when you listen to a song, you can hear two different versions of it, and how you're listening. Like, I just think there's some sort of through line through fifth kid, had to learn to listen. Now, how that has shaped how you perceive things and how you tell stories. But it seems like how you tell stories is from listening, and then you're articulating and then telling that story. Like, it just seems like it's all woven somehow.
Absolutely. I definitely would agree. I mean, I literally yesterday was at a meeting with, we're about to do a music video. It's a really incredible artist. And I had a vision for the music video, but I didn't tell them the vision for the music video because I wanted them to express whatever vision they had first, because I can come up with a video project or idea like in a couple seconds, but I want the artist to explain what it meant to them, explaining the song and how it made them feel, and what they seen visually, you know. So I let them express and let everything out, and then I said what it is that I felt, you know. And we ended up combining worlds, what I thought was beautiful, but just being open. I mean, you can have really beautiful ideas, but sometimes it's not about your idea. You know, it's about really expanding and bringing it to life the way the artist seen it, you know? So hearing and listening, you know what I'm saying? You can hear a lot of things, but actually listening to it is what I meant. So it's like, yeah.
I love that. What's your vision for Portland?
I would say the vision for Portland, I would say is most definitely community. That's the biggest thing for me, and I think that is something we're still learning to do here in Portland, because so many people are moving to Portland, and so a lot of people that have been to Portland or been here in Portland for so long is like, nah, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like understanding that we're gonna come from different walks of life, but this is a home for some. This is a place that people come to create, but just learning to accept community and be a community and use each other. You know, is the biggest thing I see. Like that comes first. I mean, that is like the foundation. Everything will come after that. So just learning how to be a community, and, you know, yeah, that's really one of the things I see. Yeah.
So my last question for you, you kind of just answered it, but I'm going to say one word, and you just tell me the emotional first response that comes up for the meaning of this word.
You said one more
I'm going to say it. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say a word.
Yeah.
And you just respond with what your first emotional thought is as a response to that word. Okay. Just the word is Portland.
Love.
Why?
I would say because I'm emotionally connected to it, you know. This is literally all I know. It's the first thing that, I mean, this is all I've been exposed to, you know, because I've definitely traveled, but to be somewhere and it's home, and to feel accepted, and to just, you know, have what I have now as far as a sense of community, it's love, you know. So I would say it's love.
I have a mission for you.
Yeah.
I think at your age and what you've already done and what's coming in Portland, I think you can kind of be a visual storyteller through all of that. And 10 years from now, I think the things that you will have documented from the previous 10 years will be a story of Portland.
Yeah.
And so just to think that what you're capturing is more than a music video or a person or a trip or a word, something, it's like, I think you're capturing the story of Portland.
Yes.
So to be just to be thoughtful of that and to know that you're collecting those things and that 10, 15, 20 years from now, what will that become? And how are you the keeper of those stories right now and being intentional about what those are? Because I think Portland is changing. Friction is good. The new Portland will be better than the old one somehow.
Absolutely.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I think you have a lens and you're out with it all day and you're young and you're in the right places that I think you are documenting that change. Like you are the documenter of the friction. Yeah. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. I think that's it. You hit it on there right there. I mean, I'm essentially visually capturing, you know, the moment of Portland. I mean, I have probably 8 years of, you know, so much, you know, and the like literal change, like filming in front of construction sites, like that's quite literal, but just in itself, you know, a part of it. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. I definitely think I'm excited. One thing is for sure, I'm excited. There's so many new things coming to Portland, and yeah, I just feel it has changed a lot, but that's what's gonna happen because next year
it's not gonna
be the same year, you know, like it's changed. So
my vision for Portland is that 10 years from now, everyone's got pink beanies. The whole city wears pink beanies with pink beanies on them.
Yeah.
And we're all walking around. That's my vision for Portland.
Okay.
I appreciate you, brother. It's great. Thank you for having us. Portland Gear, the Pathfinders podcast, episode 3 here with Twixx Williams telling the story of Portland. I think the theme through it is change is coming, change is good. And how do we tell that story and acknowledge both sides of it? 100%. So thank you for listening.
Yeah. Appreciate you.